that they have trespassed against thee.
And that's the whole thing, and that's why you got some of our people, they look like the other nations, but they're Israelites. Okay, they can still receive the, the doctrine of truth if the Lord wills.
So, but if someone, let's say like, I don't want to say I'm an Israelite, but let's say I am, right? Does that mean even if I look like an Edom, then I'm actually not an Edom, then I'm an Israelite? Is that what you're saying? Like, you have that one?
Yeah, if you look like an Edomite, but your line goes back to the Israelite,
then you're actually an Israelite.
Then you're Israelite. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, appearance can be disguised, man. It can be a facade. Appearances can be deceiving in that case.
Mm-hmm. Well,
no one knows who their ancestors 1,000 years ago.
That's true too. That's true. But guess what? At the same time, the Spirit is going to show who's who at the end of the day. Get me on Matthew. I think it's in Matthew 13.
They're not against Poland. I love Poland because I know Poland's good people.
I'm not against Poland. I'm not against any religion.
What it is, he don't like Muslims, so we look like Muslims to him. So his psyche is just to kick ass.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No, that's what you want to do.
It's your creation.
You hate Muslims,
in your
bro.
mind. No.
You hate Muslims, bro.
I didn't say that.
Let's be real about it, man. You don't gotta say it, man. Your body language speaks it, bro.
I didn't say
that. But guess what? We're not even Muslims. We're real Christians.
What is your truth? I'm asking you.
I don't need to talk to you, man.
Why? Because you are so scared about the truth.
It's at 1 Samuel 16 and 7, and it says, and the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on his height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord saith not as man saith. For man looketh on the outward appearance.
Right, it says man looketh in the outward appearance, go on.
But the Lord looketh on the heart.
Right, the Lord looketh in the heart. What's going on, bro? I'm on. Yeah, so the Lord looketh in the spirit, the heart of man. So the Lord knows who's really who. You may not know exactly who you are, and we may not know exactly who we are. Because we've been scattered abroad, but the Lord knows who we are. All right, so if you're an Israelite and the Lord sees that you're destined to receive his word, he's going to have a way where you're going to receive his word. Okay? And check this out, because amongst the society, you got a lot of different philosophies. You got Hinduism, you got Christianity. So if you're not a part of the elect, one way or the other, you're going to follow those false doctrines. Okay? But all throughout those false doctrines, if you're the elect, you're going to find the truth.
Okay.
You see that?
So you are right. You are right.
I'm talking to you, my man. I'm not talking to you.
Why? Why? You are not talking to me. Why?
Man, I actually think the real enemy of Poland is probably Israel, man. I think they're the real issue right now. Because they're not they're not forcing their opinion.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not against you because I love Poland, man. I fucking love Poland.
I don't care about the Poland. I'm a person. I'm not.
Oh, I thought you said.
So I'm a person.
This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 7, and it says, do ye look on the things after the outward appearance? If any man trusts into himself that he is Yahweh Shai.
No, bro. I tell you what, bro. Stop that right there, and put them curses out, man. And see, people think that we just quiet boys out there. We're not quiet boys.
I can stand this. You are not going to trust.
You know what I mean? And what's going to happen to you, my man, is I perceive that you ain't right, man. You're the devil, man. You're the devil. And I'm not saying that to get on your nerves, but I'm saying it because I can see the devil in you, man. What we're going to do is we're going to put curses on you, man.
It's up to you.
Okay, we're going to put the curses out, man. And we put curses on many people, and many people, they got either ran over by cars, okay, or they committed suicide, okay? So if you want that to go down with you, that can happen right now. Now, that's up to you. Test me.
I'm trying to get something from you.
But why are you here? Because I see that you're not here to learn. You're here to be a fucking ass.
You are wrong or something.
No, but I'm just saying, listen to what I'm saying, because you know English, right? I perceive that you're being an ass. You're being an asshole.
So what's the problem?
So if you're being an asshole, just go down the street, man.
Why?
Because I don't got time for you. You're not reasonable. This brother right here, he's reasonable. You're not reasonable. I can tell you're not reasonable. You're unreasonable.
Why do you think?
If so there's one question
do you believe in God?
I don't need to answer your question because you're unreasonable. Okay, you don't need to know. What you need to know is go down the street.
Mate, who are you to tell me the truth?
Hey, my man, don't touch me, man. Don't touch me.
You can ask
touch me again, we're going to put the curses on you, man. Yo, what's your question?
No, just to answer both of us, because I'm not saying, I don't know what he's thinking, but I think he's maybe wondering Like for someone who maybe
I'm not
doesn't
wondering.
believe or who's like maybe isn't part of the tribes, like what's like their role in this whole world kind of thing. I don't know, man. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to cool down the whole fucking.
I understand,
I'm trying to
bro.
understand what he wants, man.
But you know, though, my man, at the end of the day, right, this guy came with disrespect.
Yeah,
you know, so
No, I'm not
you're gonna have to deal with this guy
disrespecting.
here, man.
You are disrespecting me.
Come back when you've been drunk. Come back another day.
By the way, I
And
missed
the
my
man's strong too, man. The man's strong.
I missed my train home. That's why I was on my phone because I gotta wait an hour now because I got so
That's
distracted.
the spirit, man.
Yeah, because the spirit got you here. The spirit of the Lord got you here. Anyway, yeah, we go to that one thing. Man. Yeah, we go to that. I should have had it right. You know, I know what to go. Yeah, keep reading if you can. Bro. Keep reading if you can.
But man, there's no point arguing.
These guys think we're quiet boys, but we're not no quiet boys. Man. You know, you come up here trying to cause mischief, we're gonna cause mischief on you.
Ignore him, he's gonna go away.
That's not the
Yeah, just read what you got. Continue to speak. I'll
You
find it.
know, if you are
This is Sirach 11, and
you will see us fucking mistake.
and 2, and it says, "Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward
I'm
appearance."
an enemy for them.
Yeah, here we are right here. We got the curses right here, man.
I'm just
And if you can come
listening. I want to know something new.
all right, so Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua.
That's an issue. That's again.
It says Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushua.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushai,
Shalom.
Shalom,
Rayam.
Rayam,
Wa. Ainashim. Wa. Ibodyam. Wa. Aragyam.
Aragyam,
Wa Mashapatyam.
Wa Mashapatyam,
All the Lord is Edomite.
I'm an enemy.
Edomite,
All the Lord is Edomite.
Al Kalal is Edomite,
Other Womya.
I believe in God. One God.
Wawayam.
I believe in one God who create us.
Abanawa.
Abanawa,
Yeah, right. Baba Kusha. Baba Kusha. Baba Kusha. Aida.
Ada,
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman. So you're finished, man. You're finished. The Lord is
Why?
going to destroy you.
Why?
Okay?
I'm
Because you
just
ain't right, man.
listening to you.
You ain't right, man.
I'm just listening to
Hey,
you.
something's
I'm
going to
trying
go down. You might cross the street in the damn vantage.
I didn't tell
Okay.
you that you are wrong or
Because
something.
we told you, man. We told you, get down the street and you ain't listening. You being in the house, man.
But why?
Okay? So you
I'm
finished,
just
man.
listening.
Anyway, we gonna continue on that. We're gonna continue.
I was just trying
now
to
we're gonna-
listen to you.
Now we're gonna get back to this.
Why
guy.
I'm finished?
ignore him, man. He's gonna kill us every time.
This is silly, man.
That's what you do. That's out of order. You can't be doing that, man.
This is so wrong. What are you doing? This is so wrong.
You're finished, man. I don't care what
Why?
you gotta say.
Why? I didn't tell you that you are wrong or something. I didn't tell that.
You know what I'm saying? You came up disrespectful.
No.
Came up here drunk,
I
out of
didn't-
order.
I
So
didn't
you gonna
tell
get what's
that.
coming to you real soon, man. All right? And
Why?
I'm looking you directly in your eye. You gonna get what's coming to you, man.
Do you believe in God?
Okay?
Do you
I believe in the Most High and
karma?
supreme power that's gonna get your ass destroyed, man.
Man.
That's what I believe. All right?
No, I'm not
So
telling
you
that
agree
you
then?
are. God will bless you. Someday.
Who you got, Bubba?
I
for
hope
sure?
so. God
This just
will
make me
bless
curious.
you.
Do you think
I didn't say.
Yeah, that's
Acts
that's
2.
was just trying to.
Verse 5, and it says, "And they were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitudes came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language."
And that's the whole thing. So, you know, Paul, now I'm just going to go back to your question now, you know, back to me. Now Paul, the Apostle Paul, he went over to all of these different countries around the different parts where Israelites were scattered abroad.
I don't know why he thinks I understand that.
You know, and his friend told him to go as well. His friend told him, look, go, man. I mean, listen to his friend. So there's obviously has some sort of agenda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so read that verse again.
And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
So you had Jews, Israelites, dwelling amongst all of the other nations. okay, in the different parts of heaven. Which, what they mean by heaven, they mean actually the, on earth. Because there's different dimensions of heaven, pretty much. Yeah, so, yeah, you go.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 63.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, and it shall come to pass that as Yahweh have rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so that the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you.
Right, because we disobeyed God's commandments. So that's why the Lord, he put curses on our people and destroyed us, and to the point where we've even lost our heritage and we even look like the other nations. Okay? Yeah. That was that curse that went down. Go on.
And to bring you to naught, and it shall be plucked out from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it.
Right, you shall be plucked up the land when thou goest to possess it. Okay? Because what went down is we were in the land of Jerusalem at one time, little under 2,000 years ago. Now the reason why we went out of the land, because what happened was you had the persecution of the Romans. The Romans came in and sieged Jerusalem, put an end to the Jewish state by great slaughter. So the Jews, the real Jews, we went into Africa. We was hiding from the Romans. Why did we go into Africa? Because we looked just like the Africans. There was a different nation, but we looked just like them. So
because the Zionist Jews today say that they actually went up to Europe, but you're saying that's a lie. The real Jews actually went back to Africa. That's what they look like.
Right, the real Jews went into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution.
Verse 64.
So that prophecy actually was taking place back then. Go on.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people,
right,
from one end of the earth even to the other.
Right, and when you read the history of the Jews, some of them went to North Africa, some of them went to the Middle East, some of them, the bulk of them went to West Africa, okay, and all of those different parts. And that's why when you check something out, the main slave trade that happened to our people was in West Africa, where the Jews were. Okay, go on.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, and that's why our people, they may look like the Arabs, living amongst the Arabs, worshiping their God, etc., and doing other things, or the Chinese, or whatever they're guiding, they're going to worship their philosophers. It's like our people in Europe, they worship the white version of who they call Jesus Christ, which really, that guy there, that's an actual man that lived during the 1400s. Okay, so that happened. Had to go down. Why? Because we disobeyed his commandments. Yeah, so you got so much. So you got something else you want to say?
I'm just thinking, I was a bit distracted by that whole thing, but I guess that happens to you some once in a while. Because people are quick to prejudge. It annoys me because I don't know if I don't want to think he's a bad person. He's just kind of drunk and confused,
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but
I'm not saying I think he's a good person, but it's just sad that it was all for nothing,
Yeah, but what you gotta understand, my man, we've been doing this for years, and
does this happen quite often?
I mean, not really often, but what you gotta understand, there's more assholes in this world than there's actual reasonable people. Okay, and that's what I find out more. Like a lot of people, you can't trust out here.
Or more conscious people, less conscious people at least. And then a lot of people that don't think there's any becoming assholes, I think, because they don't think, man. They just think survive and
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I mean, people may look at me like I did something that wasn't right, but hey, at the end of the day, the Lord is not a respecter of persons. You could be cool, okay, but you could come up as an asshole. But if you come up as an asshole,
yeah, of course,
you're gonna get that same response, right? That's how nature works. Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. So let's say, for example, I'm walking down the street and I'm thinking bad things about this brother, right? And I keep thinking bad things about this brother, and the scriptures say, love thy brothers, you love thy neighbors yourself. I'm in violation of that law. And if I'm thinking bad about this guy, guess what? The Lord is going to deal with me. Okay? There's a thing called karma. So if he had came respectfully like how you came, I would have dealt with him respectfully just like how I'm dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is at the end of the day, okay, just like what I'm doing is I'm judging people according to what they bring out. I'm not misjudging you. I'm judging you based on
of course. What else can you know? Yeah.
Right.
No, that's why I'm just frustrated. Because I like to try and see the good in everyone. So I'm just oversensitive. Just how everything affects me so much. Like the smallest little.
And that's how he could be Israel, because Israel got compassion on other people. You know what I mean? That's just in our spirit. We got compassion.
But it's dangerous as well because if you're too compassionate, you can get stabbed in the back or
That's what I'm saying.
man.
That's what I'm saying. But what you gotta remember, my man, is there's more assholes than there's actually good people.
You think it's naive then to be too good of a person to everyone around you if you don't know they deserve it? Just go around being friendly to everyone?
Well, I mean,
that's naive. Because that's what they teach you, right? Like,
yeah, that's what they teach you in society.
The doctrines and stuff.
Yeah, that's what they teach you in society. But what you gotta understand is that you respect those people that respect you, and that show some sort of appreciation for you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't, because I mean, you got people out in the world, they'll literally be somebody's friend, and this somebody, he's an asshole, he don't like you, but you still want to be his friend. You got people like that, and they get screwed over. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta call it straight for what it is. Because if you don't, then that person's gonna mislead you into wrong place, because he might have a beef with you, he might be jealous of what you got, and he's trying to stab you in the back, betray you. So you gotta look out for that, man. Especially these women out here. You gotta watch everybody out here, man. That's the world we live in today.
There's something wrong. There's too many pretty women around, man, as well. It's a bad, I don't know. Everything's about looking nowadays. It's all distractions, man. You know, it's
to mislead you. That's right.
That's what I think. I nearly sometimes I try to see it as a test, like try not to.
So Matthew 19 and 16, and it says, "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life?" And he said unto him,
yeah. So you read that verse again. Read that one more time.
"And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do, that I may have eternal life?"
Yeah. So this guy came onto this is the actual story, right? And this man, he asked the Lord, "What should I do to receive eternal life?" Because this is what's important. Okay, well, I'm showing you it's important. If you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. You know what I mean? But this is what we're out here to do, is to show you the truth, so you can receive salvation. Because that's where the end all be all comes in. Go on.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one.
Right, there's none good but one. So if Yahweh Shah himself, which I'm referring to Jesus Christ, do you understand what I'm saying? He said, look, don't call me good. There's no man on earth that's good but the Father. So if the Lord himself, the begotten Spirit, said that he wasn't good, then ain't nobody good. Even I'm not good. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, so I can receive salvation. So I can receive mercy for what I've done.
Because you're like conscious of the fact that we're just human, right?
There you go. There you go.
That is the Most High, but if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right, and if you want to enter into life, you keep the commandments. So you've been standing there for quite some time now. You know, so I don't know, maybe you received the word. I don't know.
I'm just thinking.
But that's up to the Most High.
We did get a bit distracted though, let's be honest, for like 20 minutes.
But you know, that's Satan. That has to go down. That has to happen.
I was trying to,
That's to happen.
Do you ever get like kind of what I would call fake Jews, you know, from Israel coming up and confronting you about saying they're them? Or
Very rare, very rare.
But has it happened once or twice? Like,
about a couple
and
times.
That would be a mad interesting discussion. No, I'm not saying I completely agree with you, man. I'm on your side, and I feel like I am, but you know, I don't know, I'm only a person, I can't know 100% if I have that in me, but I feel like I have something, like I'm looking for something, you know?
Oh, give me Romans 11.
Do you, so I just remember something you said you think this civilization is going to come crumbling soon, right? Will eventually.
It's not what I think.
You know.
It's a guarantee.
But do you think this is the final one, or do you think there'll be another one after?
Well, good question. Very good question.
Because there must be a final one at some point, right?
Well, really, this is the final empire. This is the final one.
And you know that?
Absolutely.
Is that because of certain signs, or?
No, because it's written. It's written.
Is it also because Israel's like a country now? Is that one of the signs? Because the fact that the fake synagogue like created a nation state in Palestine? Because for me, that's quite a big thing that they managed to do that. To me, that's like a big warning sign. You know?
Well, really, what you gotta understand. Remember we was talking about before about the Edomites. Even the Jews, them being Edomites.
Yeah, they're not real Jews.
They're not the real Jews. Their nationality is Edomites. So.
I mean, look at them. You got a photo of them over there. They're like ginger, right? I'm not dissing, but they don't. They just
don't look like the Jews.
No, they really.
That's right.
And maybe some of them had the spirit in them, but most of them don't. They act quite devilish. Let's be honest.
Right, because they're the devil. Because they're the devil. You said it correct. You know, but yeah, what was
the way they're oppressing Palestine and stuff, man? It kind of shows what's in their heart, you know.
But I want to deal with one question because you did one very good question. I want to deal with that. Now you said something to the effect of, is this the last kingdom? Is this the last world?
It feels like it. I gotta go in 5 minutes, by the way, just so you know. But we got 5 minutes.
All right.
because I don't want to end at an awkward. I want to like end on
In
like
peace, in peace.
Yeah. It's not in the middle of a discussion.
That he feels like he's one of us.
Yeah.
Or something's on our side. It's St. John 10:27. He says, "My sheep hear my voice,
Right.
and I know them, and they follow me."
Right. So if you're a part of the elect, like you said you feel like you may be on our side because
I agree with most of what you're saying.
whatever it is. If you agree with what we're saying, then maybe the Lord may be dealing with you. The Lord may be trying to bring you in, and this is why you've been standing there probably like an hour, or a little under an hour. Because I've been out here for a long time, and there's a few people that come up and stand here for quite a bit of a time. Some people, they may come in for 10 minutes, go about the business. But you've been there for like an hour, so maybe there's a way in. I don't know, but there's a chance. You got a chance. You going?
So Matthew 13:23, and he says,
How you been?
But he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word,
Right.
and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold,
Yep.
some 60-fold, and some 30-fold.
There you go. So you're gonna have you might have a guy or a camp leader. He might bring in a certain amount of people or brothers in the truth. Some 30, some 60. You know what I mean? That's just the number that's been put out there. You know what I mean? But what you have to understand, this is the Most High's program. The Most High is bringing out fruit, meat for repentance. The word meat means good for repentance. So if you're good for repentance, then the Lord is going to bring you in. If not, then you're going to fall by the wayside. You know what I mean? So it's all about the elect. It's all about the good souls, the good men.
So 1 Corinthians 3:6, and it says, "I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase."
Right, I read that verse again. You gotta read that again.
I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase.
The Most High gives the increase. So it's all about the works of the Lord, what He does. Now, all we are, we're just robots. We're just vessels.
It's chemical reactions, bro. Basically.
Yeah, we're just vessels unto the Lord, doing His work. And if you're one of His men, then that spirit is going to lead you to the truth. Okay, and that's the reason why we're out here. If you notice, the different pastors around the world that teach the Bible, they're inside the building. Okay, but the Bible tells you to go out in the highways and the byways and bid them to the marriage. What's the marriage? You being connected to the Lord. That's the marriage. Okay. So you got something else?
Let me read the next verse.
All right.
Verse 7, "So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase."
Yep. That's it, right? Yeah. I'll tell you what, get me Romans 11. Give me Romans 11. Say that again?
So we bought that for him earlier.
Oh, okay. So let me see this now. Okay,
You got a question?
give me Isaiah 11:11. Isaiah
You got a
11.
question? You're good at answering questions. If you don't,
No, it's all
I
right.
don't want you to steal it. It's just I'm quite
It's
confident.
cool. It's cool.
As Isaiah 11:11, and it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people."
Yeah, because what was the first time? The first time was in ancient Egypt when he was going through the different plagues that Moses brought forth. The different what it was, man? Because you had the Egyptians. They were being plagued because the Most High gave. The Most High gave Moses the spiritual power to do so. Okay, so they were destroyed, and then therefore we got delivered out of the destruction from Egypt.
That's when they left Egypt, yeah.
Right. So we're gonna get delivered again in this time. They're going. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with his question. I'll get to you.
To recover the remnant of his
Just
people,
gotta be patient. Gotta be patient.
which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Petros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the lands of the sea.
And of that, the lands of what is it? Read that verse again.
And from the lands of the sea.
Right, from the lands of the sea. So remember we was talking about Israel being scattered abroad. The Lord is going to deliver the Israelites, those that were scattered, the elect are going to be scattered abroad. Like for example, because the main salvation and the main destruction is going to take place in America. Why is that? Because that's the main land, which is known as Old Daughter of Babylon.
The belly of the beast, man.
Basically, pretty much. So that's where the Lord is going to save the Israelites, the elect, the men of the Lord, Okay, and then he's going to go other places to save the elect. Okay.
So that's also where you could say the synagogue of Satan has its main seat of power at the moment.
Well, the synagogue of Satan, like you said, which is correct, they're the so-called Jews.
Yeah, well, they say they're the Jews.
Right.
Well, I think
Jews.
they're in the process of transferring power from America to Israel right now. It's been in America for a long time, but I think there's some of it in Israel as well, man. It's like the same entity in my mind. You know?
Yeah, you could say that.
Sorry, I'm ranting again, man.
Yeah, go.
It's at Deuteronomy 30 and 4, and it says, and if any of thine is driven out to the outmost parts of the heaven, and from thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
It says Yahweh thy power will gather thee going.
That's at Deuteronomy 30 and 1, and it says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse,
Right, the blessing and the curse on.
which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
Right, they should call them all to mind. It's really when we come out here and we teach the gospel, like when our people come up, whoever they may be, we show them why our people are in the cursed condition that they're in. Why they full of the working class. Why they're in poverty. Why are we being oppressed and all these different things. Why did we go into slavery? So we're calling these things into mind of our people. But the reason why that went down is because of our disobedience to the Father. Okay, because the Father chose us. Now I want to deal with your question that you asked earlier before. You said, what makes the Israelites special? I want to deal with that first because I forgot to deal with that.
Yeah, like what's the covenant? Like what's the burden they have to... Yeah. Well, it's kind of like they've been destined with the good souls in a way, right?
Well, you could say that. They were destined.
It sounds kind of cheesy, but you know what I mean.
No,
right?
you're right. They were destined.
Man, I might have to go now. I really can't miss this trip. Will you be here some other time next
Oh,
week?
I'm out here every Saturday.
All right, I'll come back on Saturday. I really need to go, man. But
Okay, well, you gotta mean that, brother, because a lot of people say they won't come back. They won't come back.
Man, I'm the kind of person that's gonna come back. I mean, I stood here for an hour and a half, man. So.
All right, man. All right, we'll see about that. We'll see if you're a man of your word.
Well, I can't promise tomorrow or the next week, but at some point I will, man.
All
Is it
right,
all day Saturday or?
No, just from 3 o'clock ultimately from like to 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Have you got content online, like on YouTube?
Oh yeah, what you could do is you can type in GMS Israelites. You don't gotta watch me per se. You can watch other guys, because it ain't just me. It ain't just this brother. Like we're all around the world.
Yeah,
So you can watch different Hebrew camps.
Right.
But the main camp you want to watch is GMS. Because we're gonna give it to you raw. Now it's time for your question. Now,
Thank you very much for your time, man. It really means a lot.
All right, take care, man. All right.
It's about Baruch 2 and 13. I knew that they would not hear me because it's a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity,
But in the land of their captivity, which we're in right now,
they shall remember themselves.
they shall remember themselves. So in the land of our captivity, because who's ruling right now? The so-called white man. Okay, without further ado, I want to do your question. What's your question?
How do you feel they got to America, the 12 tribes of Israel? Because they were taken to what is now southern Russia, weren't they, by the Assyrians?
Well, that's wrong because the other 12 tribes, I know you're getting that because there's different information out there showing that, this tribe belongs to this part of Europe and this tribe belongs to this part of Europe.
Yeah.
But that's not true. You have to understand. You turn this around. Excuse me for a minute. Now, all these tribes here, these are the people, these are our actual names right here. Now, these tribes actually belong to these people. Okay, you have the so-called Latin America. They call themselves so-called American Negroes, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, but these are our real names. Okay, these are our slave names right now. But these are our real names, so to speak. So get me, now I'm going to show you something to further prove that we have to be the people. Because our people, they lost their heritage. Get me Jeremiah 17 and 4. I believe.
It was the Assyrians, wasn't it?
That's right. There you go. Yeah.
Jeremiah 17 and 4, and it says, and thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage.
I say, well, let's just get straight to the question. Now, give me 2nd Ezra 13 and 40, I believe it's 42, concerning that situation. So you gotta, if you got a question, you gotta do it straight. So I stand corrected. so we're gonna get this here.
Second Ezra 13 and 40 and says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land
Right.
in the time of Hosea the king.
Right, and you can read the history in I believe it's 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, on how the Assyrians, they took slaves of the northern kingdom, which was
The Northern Kingdom, yeah.
Ephraim, Manasseh, etc. Right, Israel. There you go. We're going.
In the land of Hosea, in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters.
Right, go on.
And so came they into another land.
Right, and so came they into another land. Go on.
But they took counsel among themselves, and that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Right, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen. Because who are the heathen? Those are not Israelites. Because the Assyrians were heathens, so to speak. So they took counsel and they said, look, let's go to another land so we can rule the land and so we can run, so we can rule ourselves in the statutes and commandments. So what happened was they were in the land of Assyria, and then they went over to the Americas. Okay, because Christopher Columbus, that they teach in America, and I believe down here as well, they teach that Christopher Columbus discovered America. But that's further. That can be further from the truth. The Native Indians, so-called Native American Indians, they were the ones that discovered the land of America. Because back in the day, it was known as the land of Osiris, or should I say the land of Canaan at one time. Okay, but the word Osiris in the Hebrew means another land. So they went into another land where no mankind dwelt, pretty much. Go on.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
That they might keep their statutes that they never kept in their own land. And by the way, when they went into the land of America, they didn't keep the commandments. They lost the commandments. No, they kept them at a certain period of time, but they didn't really keep them correctly. So they kind of went off. But that's why Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, he said to proclaim his people and refresh his people, seldom of the elect, to bring them back to order. Okay, because the reason why we fell from where we was used to be is because of just that alone. They're not keeping the commandments. That's why your people were able to put us in slavery, take us from West Africa, or take us from Europe, because the first black slaves were from Spain, Portugal. Okay, there's books on that. The first black slaves were not African. Were not just African, but they were Europe. They were from Europe. Because we used to rule Europe from like the first time we started ruling Europe is when ancient Rome fell, around the 4th century AD, and then 1,000 years later, our rule ended, and then you guys came back into power. That's why you had the Renaissance era, the 15th century. You got some, right? You got some. Just bring it out, because I'll be talking all day.
It's Hebrews 8 and 7. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought out for the second.
Right, and that goes into what I was saying. That's why you have a reestablishment of a new covenant. Because the first covenant, there was nothing wrong with it, but it was something wrong with us because we couldn't keep the first covenant. So the second covenant is going to be by Yahweh Shai. Go on.
For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Go on.
And with the house of Judah.
And with the house of Judah. So really, the house of Judah is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the house of Israel is Simeon, all the way down to Issachar. Go on.
Back to 2 Ezra 13 and 42, and it says that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
There you go.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Right. So when they were going through the Euphrates, and they were going into, I believe, they were going towards the Atlantic Ocean, I believe. There was this sort of there was these angels or these chariots that was being shown before them, which that was the Spirit of the Lord to lead them into that land to fulfill prophecy. You see that? Go on.
verse 45, and it says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Nazareth.
Right, which is known as America today. Because America, the name America goes by a guy by the name of, he was an Italian navigator. His name was Americo Vespucius. That's where America comes from. Now the term America means bitter. Okay, and ultimately the land of America was bitter towards the Israelites. Okay, we were, some of the Native American Indians, when the Spaniards came, they slaughtered the Native American Indians, by the millions. Okay, and then you had other European nations that added insult to the injury. And then about 100 plus years later, we were brought to the Americas. The Negroes were brought to the Americas, instead of slavery and all of that stuff by the so-called white men. Okay, you're going.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Right. Read that verse again. Let's read that again.
Verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
So are we in the latter times? Obviously we're in the latter times. Look at the signs around you. So the Native American Indians, okay, they're in America still to this very day, and you have the South Central American Indians. They're still there to this very day, the latter days. So they're going to be there until the end.